David Smith here with another Flipped Classroom math video. A few tips before we get started. Remember, you can always pause the video to make extra notes or write down questions for when we meet in class. Also, remember to pause the video when I provide an example. Work that problem, then start the video up again and see how well you did. You can also turn on the captions so you can see my words written below on the screen. You can also speed up or slow down the video if you wish. Remember to think hard, follow along, and bring your best brain to the next time we have class. Today's topic, finding X and Y intercepts. If you didn't already watch the video that explains what they are, you probably want to watch that first and come back to this video. Okay, so we're going to start with X-intercepts and then we're going to work up to the Y-intercepts. Basically, to find the X-intercepts, you just need to find the solutions to the quadratic equation. Now we've done quite a bit of this. We have three ways. We have factoring, we have completing the square, and we have the quadratic formula. All three of those will help you find your X-intercepts. Be careful on a test or a quiz to follow the instructions for the question. So if it says complete the square to find the X-intercepts, you'll need to use that technique. Okay? So here's my quadratic function, f of x equals x squared plus 7x plus 12. To find the solutions, we set this equal to 0 and we solve for x. This one is another product sum type factoring. So that's going to be my quickest go-to method for solving. Yes, I can use the quadratic formula for that, but it's going to take quite a bit longer. Factoring is going to be really easy. So let's do that. Two numbers that multiply to 12 that add to 7. Think about it. 3 and 4. So this becomes x plus 3 times x plus 4 equals 0. And then we know from here that x is minus 3 and x is minus 4. So those are our two solutions. So right now we know that this quadratic function, if we graphed it, it would cross the x-axis 2 times at -3 and -4. Now, there's some question about how to list these answers. Some people would just stop right there. Here are the x-intercepts. I'm a little bit more formal. I think you need to go to this point, -3, 0, -4, 0. Because the intercepts are actually points on the coordinate plane, and the point is -3, 0, and -4, 0. So this is a more full answer. Okay, what I'd like you to do is try this one. Find the x-intercepts for this quadratic function. Pause the video. Okay, let's see how you did. Set it equal to 0 and solve. Again, another product sum type. Two numbers that multiply to 20 that add to -9. That would be -5 and -4. So this becomes x minus 5 times x minus 4 equals 0. This becomes x equals 5. This is x equals 4. So this is the point 5, 0, and this is the point 4, 0. So this quadratic, just like the others, has two intercepts. This time they're on the positive side at 5, 0, and 4, 0. Okay, let's do a different one. This one is in a different form. This is Vertex form. And it's asking us the same question. Find the x-intercepts. So let's go ahead and do that. If you think you know how to do it, pause the video and give it a shot. I'm just going to work it. Set it equal to 0 and solve. So x minus 4 squared equals 0. My first step here, take the square root of both sides. So I get x minus 4 equals 0. I don't have a plus minus on 0 because it doesn't matter. Adding or subtracting 0 does the same thing, which is nothing. Finish my solution, x equals 4. So my x-intercept is 4, 0. So notice, this one only has one intercept. So this parabola just touches the x-axis in one point, but does not cross it. Okay, I'd like you to try this one. Y equals x squared plus 4x minus 1. And I'll give you a hint. You're going to need to complete the square. Pause the video and give it a try. Okay, so I hinted that you're going to need to complete the square. And here's how you know that. My first shot, since I don't have a number in front of my x squared, I'm not going to split the middle term. That's nice. That's a lot of steps that I don't have to do. I need two numbers that multiply to -1 that add to +4. If you think about it, they ain't two numbers that do that. So now we're into completing the square. So let's set our equal to 0. My b over 2 is 4 over 2 squared. This is going to be 4. So now I'm going to add and subtract 4 on this same side. So I get x squared plus 4x plus 4 minus 1 equals 0. Okay? So the plus 4 minus 4, I didn't change the equation at all, but if you remember, that makes this into a perfect square. And that becomes x plus 2 squared. Minus 4 and minus 1 is minus 5 equals 0. Now I move my 5 over. X plus 2 squared equals 5. Take the square root of both sides. X plus 2 equals plus minus root 5. Now move my 2 over. X equals 2, or negative 2, plus minus root 5. Now if I want to express these as points, like we did here, I need to go something like this. It's negative 2 minus root 5, 0, and negative 2 plus root 5, 0. Like that. Oh, where's my 0? Like that. Okay? Okay, now let's do the same thing, but find the y-intercepts. Now, thinking back to the x-intercepts, it's pretty complicated. There's a lot of ways to do it. We just did 2. We did a product sum factoring. There's other factoring that also does that. We did a complete the square, and we could have used quadratic formula. I didn't do that with you, but you're on the hook to need to be able to do that. Finding y-intercepts, much easier. You're happy about that. Check it out. Y-intercepts. Plug 0 in for x and solve for y. It's super simple. So, because remember, when the graph crosses the y-axis, the x value is 0. So that's what makes this one so easy. Here's that same function we looked at before, where the intercepts were negative 3, 0 and negative 4, 0. Let's find the y-intercept. So I'm just going to do f of x equals 0 squared plus 7 times 0 plus 12. You should be able to do that real quick in your head. 0 plus 12 is just 12. So the y-intercept is this number 0, 12. Okay? And that shows you something interesting. In a standard form quadratic, the y-intercept is the constant. Okay? So once you have that mastered and you remember it, you don't even need to do this step. You can just look at the equation and you'll know what to do. Okay, so this is super simple, right? They're going to give you quadratics that are in other forms, so it might not be so simple. For example, this one. Okay? Now if you want to pause the video, you can just do this process on that and you will find the intercept. Okay? The other thing you could do is you could do this expansion. You could just do all the multiplication that you need to do here and turn that into standard form, and then your c term, your constant, would be your intercept. I'm going to do this yet a different way, but if you'd like to pause the video right now and try one of those two ways, or try them all, please do that. Okay, I'm going to show you the way I think kind of illustrates this property quite well. I'm going to plug 0 in for x. Y equals 2 times 0 minus 3 times 0 plus 2. So this becomes 2 times negative 3 times positive 2. And what is that going to be? That's negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. So the y-intercept for this one is 0, negative 12. If you did this a different way, it doesn't matter. If you did your math right, you should wind up with that same intercept. If you still have questions, write them down now and bring them to our next class. You can also watch the video again and perfect your notes. Finally, if you enjoyed watching my video, please click the like button down below. And if you'd like to help me grow my YouTube channel, please click subscribe.